Hi friends, Jennifer here. I just wanted to pop on to share some insights and some thoughts that have been serving me. And if they're serving me, I'm sure they're going to maybe help someone along their path as well. Energetically, emotionally, things feel kind of heavy right now. I think we can all agree on that. And so it can make us feel a little helpless or scared or worried or fearful and all these things. And, there's a certain amount of things that we can do to be supportive. And then there's a lot of things we can't do. So it just gets me to thinking, how can we heal and how can we collectively move forward? And for a collection of people, right, for us to move in one direction and a certain way of feeling about the world, it starts with an individual. So it's like if an individual has like their light on, and someone gets close, there's no way that the other people cannot connect to that lightness, to that sweetness, to that joy. And so it's just a reminder in times like these to really connect to your own internal sweetness. And can be hard to do, right? So like, how do we do that? And what I think one of the best ways that we can do that is just look around in our own worlds and our own ways of viewing things and think like, okay, if I'm here, I'm this energy, I have an interior light. Sometimes it gets kind of crusty and clunky and all the things. So it's like, how can I clean it? And then how can I move forward and allow that to radiate in some way? And so I think it's a beautiful act of service when we can connect to our own light, our own sweetness, and really take ownership. So if I'm walking around and I'm aware of my thoughts, I'm aware of how I'm feeling, I'm noticing constriction or judgment, right? Judgment can be a useful tool, right? It can help us like go in a direction and decide what's safe or what's not safe, but judgment can also be a seed that's like fear or that's anger, or that can be all the isms, right? So it's like, where am I judging in my life and in my heart? And how can I notice that judging within myself from my own small space, my very small but very influential space? How can I notice that and connect to it? And how can I move forward for the highest good of all, right? And I'm not trying to sugarcoat or to be like spiritually bypassing or something like that, but I really do feel like if we think about life as a human collective, then it's really important for us to take ownership of what we can. And what I can control is how I, Jennifer, interact in the world, and what you can control is how you interact in the world. And so it's a very empowering thing to remember, in difficult times. And the world will always have difficult things going on, right? Like there's so many different kinds of people with different beliefs. And so how can we, paint a picture of a more beautiful future, a more beautiful life? And how can we allow space for what is love and what is acceptance? And how can we allow ourselves to release judgment? And that starts with us, right? Like individually, like where am I judging? Where am I tightening up? Where am I not letting someone else be who they want to be? Where am I not meeting someone in the middle? And I'm not coming to you as an expert because I, of course, struggle as well. But I think it's really up to us individually, and it's not to take for granted. So when you're going about your life, just noticing where are those tiny seeds of fear being planted in your heart, like your heart, your body is holding the energetic weight and it can be heavy. So it's like, where am I feeding that? Why am I feeding that? What are the patternings that I picked up from my parents, from my culture, from my religion, even from different people, and just questioning like, is that really true? Like, does it make sense? So it's like, it's a big one, but I think it's really very important to connect with that and to realize a lot of things we cannot control, but we can start from our own little ripple, right? If we're kind of imagining like a body of water, and the water, there's a stone that gets thrown in, and it's like there's that ripple that radiates outside of this experience, this moment that happened. And so how can we use every present moment to create the best ripple that we're able to, right? Not that we have to be perfect and good all the time, but where can we notice, okay, yes, I'm judging. Oh, wow, that's weird. Like I just had this thought and it doesn't feel good. It's something my mom used to say or something like that, right? So it's like, it's really cool. It's like, it's empowering. And I think it's something that we can all take ownership of, and just really trusting that we can do many things to lift and to serve, but we really have to pay attention to the contents of our own heart and our own mind, and to really take care of ourselves from the inside out, especially when there's so many people around the world who are not able to do that. You know, it's like we have this privilege, and so how can we use our privilege and our awareness to plant seeds of love into the collective field? You know, it might be in the woo, but it's definitely real. It's tangible, and it's something that is just a seed that I want to plant today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you connect with the love that is inside of you, and to realize that you do have an impact. It's like when you go into a room and you can feel the energy is very heavy or it's dense or something like that. And then somebody walks in and they're like a light bulb, right? They're like, oh, like very shiny. Not that they have to be beautiful, right? Beauty is nice, but it's, you know, it's their inner radiance that's shining. So it's like, how can we, each of us individually, through our own filter, our own personality, come forward and start sharing from that space? So it gives me hope in times of challenge, and it's just one small thing that we can do is just use our awareness for the highest good of all beings. So it's that's what I wanted to say today. Wishing you a beautiful and love-filled day. May you plant a little bit more sweetness into your life. So thank you.